Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Plastered Dragon. It's Saturday night, so it must be Drunken Dread. But it can't be Drunken Dread, you say, because that couch looks wrong, and that table looks wrong. Everything just looks wrong, including those guys. They look wrong, and yes, we are wrong. We are all wrong, but it's going to be all right. Tonight's Dread is coming to you from our alternate location, and we have some new cast members. As always, Tim on the Bits Girl. Not on. That sounded wrong.
I'm on myself.
Tim is the Bits Girl. And Fire, yes, you should be scared that there are knives by the tower. That butcher block is there for a very important reason, which will be revealed after we've had a little bit more to drink. It may or may not have something to do with the DM challenge. Maybe that weird cow mug has something to do with the DM challenge. You don't know. It's wild card night, and so anything can happen, quite literally. Tonight's episode is called We're All Mad Here, and I think the reasons why will become evident soon. Before we get down to tonight's episode and the cast, let's do a couple of quick announcements. Fire says, are they going to knife fight, and how many bits? So she was okay with the fact that they might be knife fighting. She just wants to know how much she needs to pony up to get them to knife fight. The knife fighting wasn't the problem. She's just worried about how much. Good to know.
Thanks, Fire.
Good to know. So, couple of announcements. Monday night, we have the penultimate episode of Chosen Family with 600 bits for knife fighting. That's great. Yes, and with the return of both Nosarag and Captain Roscoe to the fold for the final battle. And then after that will be the epilogue, and who knows what special guests will show up at the epilogue. Anything could happen. Lots of exciting surprises. Tune in Monday to find out. Then on Tuesday, Something Wicked, This Way Comes. Last week, if you tuned into Something Wicked, they were at the zoo. This week, they are not at the zoo anymore because there was a special crossover episode in between, which happened last night, and was pure unadulterated chaos. If you get a chance to watch the video on demand, it was pretty insane. If you don't, missing that content will not affect the Something Wicked storyline. It was more a component of the Web of Lies storyline that they helped out with. So tune in Tuesday for that. Wednesday, we're back with some more Jackbox, and that's our week. So tune in for all of that. You can see Fire is showing you how to mess with the players there in the Twitch chat. If you also want to, you can follow us on Discord and join the conversation there. We usually get a couple of drunken people into the Discord after the show to talk about their experience so that you can chat a little bit with the cast. So, with that, let's meet our characters for the night and then find out what it is that's happening. So we're going to start all the way on the far side with Audi. Tell us who you are tonight.
Hello, I am Elizabeth. I am an ER nurse. I've been working for about 5 years now. I don't do very much. I just work, go home, sleep, work. That's pretty much my life at the moment.
A lot of trauma type stuff, though. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I get you.
Some things.
Yeah, you've seen some things.
Oh yeah.
All right. Then next over, Ryan. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Malachi. I'm a coroner. I've been dealing with dead bodies for too many years now. That sounds as bad as it is. But I've seen everything from gunshot wounds to slaughters. But helping figure things out is part of my job, so I enjoy it.
Okay. So you're definitely used to getting your hands dirty. Don't get grossed out easily, I would imagine, as a coroner.
No.
All right. Heath.
Hi, I am Matt Tarantella, and I am a craft chocolatier, 35 years old, and I've seen things too. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate.
Is white chocolate
Nougat.
actually chocolate?
It's candy.
Okay.
It is not actually chocolate.
I've been dying to ask a chocolatier that, and I'm glad I had the opportunity.
You might know these handles of these, the knives on the butcher block are made of white chocolate. Big surprise, they're not really.
After we've had a few to drink, we will see people gnawing on knife handles. This could be good. And last but not least, Lorena.
Hi, I'm Sandy, and I'm a surgeon. I'm 42. I've been a surgeon for almost 20 years now, and
Oh, so yeah, you
sew them up, send them out.
so you made surgeon young. You were like a protege. Or
Yes.
What's that word you said?
A protege, one of those.
I'm smart. Yes, your point.
No point at all, except on the knives. Okay. So,
Stabby.
stab. So before we get down to our story, we have our traditional dread toast. And yes, that's right, audience. Brian is drinking, and it is whiskey. I blame Billy.
Run.
That's probably about a shot worth of whiskey, wouldn't you say, Tim?
Run,
Sure.
you fools.
No, you don't think that's a shot?
You do you, man. I love you.
Way to yes and me, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. So, we raise our glasses to our audience. Here's to all the stories from now until we're dead. Here's to you. Here's to me. And to all of you, here's dread. Oh! Ha ha! That was definitely a shot worth, Tim. I don't care what you say. By the way, this guy right here, in case you're wondering, and we'll get a close-up of this later if you really want, or maybe we'll take a picture because it is more disturbing than you realize, but this is the immunity idol. So if you give someone a power-up, they get this to pass off a challenge. It's a red metal wire chicken with a deformed pom-pom chicken inside of it. Yes. So that's how we're playing tonight, just so you know. And now, tonight's story. It's a dark night. The skies awash with rain. Thunder crashes in the distance. Flashes of lightning pierce the sky. As each of you comes to consciousness, sitting in overstuffed chairs in what looks like a dingy recreation room of some sort. The chairs are stained and made of that 70s yellow upholstery that's just nasty. The floors look dirty. The lights are not. The overhead fluorescent, and they're not very good lights. They're flickering a little bit, and there's nobody around. Just the four of you, and none of you know each other, recognize each other. You're just all sitting in these big weird armchairs in different parts of this room.
For you guys.
I was about to ask the same question.
I've woken up from crazy places, but this is the first time with this.
Again.
Well, you've been here before?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well,
You're suspicious anyway.
I've never been here before.
As you look down, you realize that you're not wearing the clothes that you remember being in last night, earlier today. You're not really sure what time it is or what you're having a struggle to recall what your last thought is, but you're wearing white hospital scrubs and booties.
Can you tie that flap in the back there, pal?
Listen, I just lost my wallet again.
Can I, are we on strapped to the chairs? Can I stand up?
You can stand up. Yeah, you're not strapped down
I'm
or
gonna
anything.
stand up and look around, try to figure out like where I am. That's my first priority.
Okay,
Visual
you look
window.
around. There's a greasy ping pong table. There's a couple of tables with chairs that look like, for maybe playing cards or eating, playing checkers or something like that. You see a table with some games over on the side.
What games?
Checkers, sorry, Chinese checkers, Candyland.
I'm gonna go to the window. Is there a window?
There is a window. It has a metal, it's almost like a mesh grate, painted on weird off-white.
Can I see out of the window?
You can.
Okay, what is out there?
You see, it's raining out,
Yeah.
and you can see what looks like a park-like area. It's just, there's grass, there's some trees. The trees look like they've seen better days.
I definitely have no idea where the fuck we are.
That you probably do not.
So, if we want to go out of the room,
There is a set of double doors, and you also see a window with some grating across it as well.
On the
Can I-
doors or
No, like just in a separate part of the room.
Can
I
I
got-
tell it's like a medical facility?
I mean, it looks
Can
like.
I tell?
As a nurse, you would probably recognize this as a mental ward. Yeah.
Oh, this is a mental ward.
Yeah, this is you've had to send people for psych consult before, and
Mhm.
you've had to transport people to places like this, and this looks like this doesn't look like an up to date modern one though. This looks like it has seen better days, and you're not even sure this one's operational.
And I'm gonna go to the door and open it.
Okay, as you walk toward the door, the double doors swing open, and a man in a white lab coat and a crisp shirt and tie walks in. He's carrying a clipboard. Oh, good, you're awake. Please have a seat.
Who are you?
Why? What is going on here?
Why are we here?
You know why you're here. We've
Nope.
been over the.
I do not.
No idea.
Are we starting from scratch again?
Who are you? Let's start with who are you?
All right.
That'd be great.
Let's start with who am I? I am Dr. Sinclair. I was Dr. Sinclair yesterday, I was Dr. Sinclair the day before, and every time I walk through that door and you ask me that, I will be Dr. Sinclair.
What are you a doctor of?
I am a doctor of psychiatry.
Where are we?
You are in the Happy View mental health facility.
The way you said that, it sounded like you were making it up as you were going along.
Because let me say, this is not a very happy view.
No, I was trying not to use the word asylum. I'm told that it's unsettling to the patients.
I'm very unsettled.
And that's why I didn't want to use that term.
I'm just gonna sit down in one of the chairs like he told me to.
Do you have, like, our records? You know who we are, apparently?
Yes, I do.
Let me see my
Can we
records.
see our
No, you
records?
cannot actually see your records. It would be damaging to your treatment plan to see your records and my care notes for you. I'm afraid
Well-
that is...
Do we all have the same thing? Are we all in here for the same reason?
Yes, you are all in here for the same reason.
What's that reason?
The reason is that you have all had psychotic episodes, and you have been committed here to my care so that I can determine whether or not you are fit to return to your jobs, to society, to whatever else may be going on in your lives.
Can you be more specific about my psychotic episode?
In due time. But if you'll just pull your chairs around and we can sit and we can start our group session.
Well, these
I mean,
upholstered chairs?
I mean, unless you'd rather sit at one of the tables, we can sit at one of the tables.
Well,
group therapy. I mean, it sounds like we've done this before.
You have. You've done it many times before, and I wish I could understand why we keep coming back to square one every single night.
As you're talking to them three, so I just like sat down and like stopped talking. I like try like sneak as you're talking to
Sure.
them. I drink.
You can absolutely drink to try and sneak around her. Okay, so you start to skirt around the edge and head for the door, and he's addressing the rest of the group, saying, okay, let's sit down and let's have this group session. Tonight we will start with Malachi.
Yeah,
oh, you're Malachi?
yeah. I mean, I guess that's what they've been calling me the past 15 years. But hey,
It's your name.
yeah,
Was it your name yesterday?
I guess so. I guess it was my name beforehand.
I'm gonna
Tomorrow?
get out the doors and turn left.
I hope it is
when
tomorrow.
I get there.
Okay, so you head out the doors, and and do any of you guys notice the doors swinging open?
You mean that she
I
went
noticed
through them?
I'll notice they're shut.
Nope.
Okay.
I saw her go out, but
I noticed, but I don't say anything.
Okay. All right, so you guys see her. Some of you see her go out, some of you don't. And the doctor sits the three of you down and says, Malachi, Matthew, Sandy, and he pulls a walkie-talkie off his belt. Orderly, Elizabeth is on the move again. You hear back from over the radio. Again? Yes, again. Why do we have to start every night this way? Why can't we just wait outside the door for her? Because she might not do it again. We have to give her the opportunity to make different choices. All right, we'll watch for her.
Maybe we should all run.
Yeah.
Want to run? Want
Okay.
to run?
I want to go get up and look out the other window.
Yeah.
Okay. Similar view out the other window, just a different vantage point outside. The grounds are muddy, not well kept, kind of bare trees.
Can I shake the mesh thing that's over the window? See if it's loose.
It's not. It seems to be in there pretty tightly.
Before we start the group session, I think because we all, people that are left, just woke up. I believe like our mouths are a little parched. If we can get some water beforehand.
I think that that's fine. I will. Yeah. Could you bring in the water and why don't we do their evening medication as well?
Medication?
Medication. I'm taking.
I'm not
drugs.
taking anything.
No.
No. You are. You do have evening medication. It helps keep you calm.
Since when?
How do we all have the same amnesia?
Yeah, this is.
That seems highly unlikely.
How far am I getting?
You go. So you duck out. You go down the hallway,
Uh-huh.
and you hear footsteps.
I'm gonna go, in the opposite direction of footsteps.
Okay. So you start heading back down the hallway the way you came, and you come back to the T where the door is. You can go left, or you can continue straight.
Continue straight.
Okay. And you can hear people getting close. Like they're going to be rounding the corner from where you were. There's some
Okay.
rooms on either side.
I'm gonna try ducking into one of the we go the room on the right.
Okay, you go to the room on the right. So as you go and you touch the doorknob and you turn it to open the door, do you notice anything unusual about the door handle?
Do I?
I don't know. Would you like to pull a brick and find out?
Let's do this.
Okay.
I get to sleep. This is great. Okay.
Tower cam. Well done, Tim.
Immediate death. No.
The handle feels a little bit sticky.
Gonna get into the room first.
Okay.
Like quietly close the door so I don't
Okay.
hear like a slamming door, and then look in my hand. What is it?
You look on your hand, and it's just there's some kind of weird tacky substance
First.
on your hand.
Okay. What's in the room?
You look in the room, and there is an old man laying on the bed, and he's got oxygen in his nose, and
Is there like a blanket on him?
yeah.
I'm gonna hide under the bed and pull the blanket down a little bit so it's hiding me.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna hide. Can I pull for like stealth so I see how good I can hide?
yep, absolutely. Why not?
Okay.
One of the same side. Really? Only one hand.
Oh, yeah.
Only one hand. All right. So you go and you duck under the bed, and you can hear the rattling in this old man's chest. He's got some kind of phlegm, fluid kind of thing going, and as he's breathing, it's very raspy. And but you pull the blanket down, exposing him a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
you are hidden behind the bed,
Okay.
and the orderlies come by, and you see the door swing open, and then closed again.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go back over to the
I'm gonna stay.
the common room. All right, so as he's talking to you about you guys all having medication, and he's called for water and medication for you guys. Are you waiting there for the medication, or are you bolting like you were thinking of doing?
I'm just waiting on my water patiently.
Okay.
I'm also waiting. I am trying to talk them into doing something.
Okay.
Guys, we should. Yeah, do you remember checking in here? I've never.
Don't remember
Seen
a
this
single
place.
thing.
Doc, when did we get here?
Oh,
What day were we admitted?
let's see. You were all admitted on different days.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Malachi, you've been here 12 days. Sandy, you've only been here 4. Matt, You're an interesting case. You've been here a month.
How?
Well, they checked you in a month ago, and then you've been here every day
When
and
you
made
s-
no progress.
When you say they, is this a court-ordered check-in, or did family put me here, or did I check
I
in
am
myself?
not at liberty to say. And an orderly comes in carrying a tray with some little pill cups and some larger cups of water.
I don't see the benefit of taking these pills. It seems to be doing
No.
something with my memory.
Just take.
I'm not taking mine.
I'm speaking. Yes. Take the water. Do it. Toss it. And bolt.
Are we bolting?
We're bolted. We're gone.
So you're gonna like not take you're not gonna actually take the pills?
We're not taking the pills. We're
We're not
bolting.
Okay.
What do we have to do to bolt?
You can each drink or pull a brick to try and do a runner.
Drink.
I'll
Drink.
if I take a longer drink, because I think the orderly is gonna stop us or try to stop one of us. Can I like shoulder check the orderly to get out of the way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I pick up one of the games that has a lot of pieces, like maybe the Chinese checkers, and throw the box
Yes.
at the doctor?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just running.
And so one of them throws Chinese checkers, the other one body checks the orderly, and you just use the chaos and confusion
Yep.
to bolt out the door. And as you go out the door, it's a T intersection.
Okay, I go right.
Okay, you go right.
I go straight.
I think we're better off if we stay together. I'm gonna go right with him.
Okay, so the two of you go right, and you go straight. As you turn right, you see one of the doors open, and you see an orderly stepping out of the room.
I avoid him. I like duck and weave.
Okay.
He can't take us. Can't take us both. Yeah.
All right, so are you ducking into
Continuing
a
to the
room
right.
or?
I'm continuing down to the right.
Well, you're gonna. He's
in a side
pretty
room?
far down the hallway. You could
Oh,
like duck
he's-
into a room.
Yes, I'm gonna duck into the closest room I can see.
Okay, are you both ducking into the same room?
Yeah, sure.
Who's opening the door?
I will.
Okay. Do you notice anything weird about the handle? Yes, you do. It's weird and sticky.
I peek in the door.
Come on,
before-
open the door.
Okay,
Hold
you
on,
peek
stick-
in and you open the
It is?
door,
Yeah.
and inside this room you see a bunch of electrical equipment. It almost looks like an electrical shock kind of a room.
It's a shock treatment therapy.
Yeah, I see it. Let's get in there.
All right, let's go. Let's go. So
All right, so you guys duck into the shock
I
treatment
want.
room.
I go looking to see where the controls are to make sure that like I'm close to those versus
Okay.
versus not. Trying to figure out if there's anything I could use against this orderly.
Can we get a probe on the handle? Maybe so it touches it, shocks him.
Here, you can look at the equipment and see if you can figure that out. That's going to be a pull or a drink to figure that out.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. Meantime, while you're looking at the equipment to rig it up to shock the orderly, Sandy, what are you doing as you run down the hall there?
I'm looking for a stairwell or an elevator.
Okay. You go all the way down this hall and you don't see any exit signs at all,
Okay.
which seems kind of not up to
It
code to
doesn't
you.
seem like that one's working.
I start going to each door to see if there is some sort of window in the door so that I can look to see on the other side.
None of them have windows.
That maybe it's stairs and they're just not marked.
None of the doors have windows in them.
Okay, I turn around and go back the other way.
Okay. As you go back the other way, you can hear footsteps coming down the hall.
Duck into a room.
Okay. And do you notice anything about the door?
I think I do.
All right. You can either drink or pull to notice. Otherwise, you're just too busy and too preoccupied getting away to notice.
I will drink.
Okay. Yeah, you grab the door and you notice that it's weirdly sticky as well. Very tacky kind of substance sticks to your fingers.
These health
Is it-
codes, man.
Is it pretty light in the hallway?
It's not super light. It's kind of dim and flickery.
Okay, is there a color to my hand now?
No, it's not. There doesn't seem to be a
It's-
color.
it
It's
just-
just some kind of weird tacky substance.
Okay, I'm gonna duck inside the room and I'm gonna smell my fingers and taste to see what the
Okay.
substance is.
Go ahead and either a pull or a drink to see if you can figure out what this is.
Okay, drink again.
Okay. So you go and you taste the substance, and it's kind of a sickly sweet taste. You can't place it. It's not a thing that you think you've experienced before, but it has a chemical, almost antiseptic taste to it. Meanwhile, Elizabeth, back in the room there, the door has closed again, and you hear from up on the bed, Margaret, that you?
Not gonna say anything. I'm hiding. I'm in terrified mode at the moment.
Okay. You see this veiny, translucent skinned hand reaching down,
I'm gonna
feeling
go out the other way of the
feeling
bed.
around, and as the hand does come down, you see like something falls to the ground. You're about to crawl up from under the bed, but something falls to the ground. Okay, it's a pebble.
Oh,
And then another one falls. And then a couple more. There's like a little pile of dirt kind of pooling at
I'm
the
gonna
bottom.
go out the other end I was and
He's laying there in the bed. His head is kind of thrown back, and he's like, and he's gasping, and you can see dirt pouring down his arm and just beginning to pile up on the ground.
go into nurse mode until I pull up his sleeve off his arm.
You pull up the sleeves, and there's like this weird rock crystal formation almost like across his chest and his shoulder, and dirt is just pouring out of it down onto the ground, and it's spreading across the floor.
I leave the room immediately.
The door's locked.
Of course it is. How conscious is he? Like, is he like?
He's seen his eye. You go back and look at him, and like you're a nurse, so I mean this isn't a. Oh, Slug has cheered for us.
Or
Let's-
what?
Can you read it or no?
No, I can't.
It's a DM challenge for Elizabeth.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say we're not.
I feel
it's-
like this is
it's-
a loose night.
It is a loose night. It's Dredo. It's what it is, and so we're just Tim is just gonna shout in the DM challenges. So Elizabeth, you have a DM challenge, and so now I can explain the DM challenge, because what is better for a bunch of people in an asylum than a butcher block full of knives? So Elizabeth is going to need to blindly, just from the handles, blindly choose a knife or an implement from the butcher block, and she must make a pull with that knife. And basically, she's gone. So Elizabeth, you go over and you assess this man. And again, this isn't a challenging thing. Even with the stress of the situation, your training takes over, and you take his pulse. It's weak and it's thready. His eyes have rolled back in his head, and his eyes are white. And like
He's dying. He's
something is drastically wrong, but
Okay.
it doesn't look like any kind of normal medical condition. And his chest is like, his back is arching, and his body is spasming as
Okay.
more and more dirt is just pouring out. And it's pouring across the floor, and it's starting to pool around your ankles.
It's that much.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
like
filling the room.
It's increasing, and it's filling the room.
So what am I pulling for?
So,
What am I
so
doing?
what do you want? How do you want to try to get out
I'm
of this?
gonna try to. Are there windows in the room?
Again, they're barred windows, like with the mesh.
And the door is locked.
The door is locked.
Any other sort of exit that I see?
No, just the door. I mean, well, there's
I'm gonna try.
there's a door into the bathroom. You could try to hide in the bathroom if you wanted.
No, I don't think that's gonna work out for me.
You could also try and pound on the door and see if you can get someone's attention.
I'm gonna try to. Okay, this place looks really old, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to break down the door
Okay.
to see how rusted it is.
All right. So we're gonna see if you can break down the door.
Can someone give me a knife in the top left one?
This
Other one.
my left or your left?
That
This
one.
knife?
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Here we are.
sharp.
And this is very sharp, so please be careful.
Okay.
Because I mean, if you're gonna bleed,
Oh, we're only doing one? Okay.
if one proves to be too difficult, we will give her a second knife. And if you do bleed on the bricks because that'll be cool. I'm just saying.
That'd be a cool effect.
Exactly. All right. So you go and you start pounding and kicking at the door. The adrenaline of the situation giving you some extra strength, and you're just kicking and pounding really hard, and you're realizing that the door isn't budging, but you see some things on the table besides his bed, and you go and you grab some of these things and you begin smashing at the hinges on the door, and as you smash at the hinges and smashing at the handle, you begin to break down what's holding the door up. And as the dirt begins to come up more and more, and it's like up to your shins.
That'd be great.
Yeah, sure. And you know you're freaking out hard, which is giving you a little bit of adrenaline and extra strength. And the door comes off the hinges, and it falls backward into the room, leaning kind of on the dirt. And you scramble over the door on all fours into the hallway, panting with exhaustion, and just kind of slump to the floor outside the hall. All right, so let us go to another room. The room where you guys are, and so Heath, you're over looking at the controls, right?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out how to. I see switches and
Yep.
and buttons. So is it plugged in first of all?
Yeah, it seems to be plugged in.
I flip what looks to me like the most obvious on switch.
Yeah, it's a main power switch, and
Okay.
it comes to
I
life.
got it up. I got it up and running.
Okay.
So
And meanwhile, you're over trying to look at all of the bits and pieces, the
Yes,
electrodes and
be
stuff, and
careful.
trying to figure out
It's on.
It's on.
how to get it to the door.
Yeah. What do you think? If we touch it to the doorknob, that'll
I'm
keep.
thinking if we can if we can attach it to the doorknob somehow.
I try to
inside-
push the machine as close to the door as
Okay.
possible.
Are you pushing any other buttons or dials or anything?
No, not it's
Okay.
on, and we're just gonna see if we can't set it before,
Okay.
so I don't electrocute him.
All right, and you go and you attach the electrodes to the door.
Yes. Is there being electroshock therapy room? Is there any like gloves that me and him can wear to like protect ourselves so we can move things? Maybe if we find a way to mobilize this.
I don't know. Are there?
I'd love there to be.
Let me see if I can find some. I'll look too.
Okay, you guys. Oh my God! You find all of the gloves.
Look at all these gloves.
Look at all these gloves. There are so many gloves.
gloves.
All right, I put on a pair of gloves.
Yeah, as well.
I put some on my feet just in case.
Sure. Why not?
Over the booties or
Over the booties.
Yes, absolutely. Over
Never
the
be too
booties.
safe,
Over the
man.
booties.
And you guys go. You get these gloves, and you go and you start attaching all of these electrodes to the door. Yeah, they're almost like EKG type pads.
Okay.
And so you're just like sticking. There's like 5 or 6 of them on the doorknob now.
All right. Well. So now what?
All right, I think we're at least for now. I think we're okay.
I look around the room just to see if there's anything else weird in the room.
No, I mean this just looks like I want to say a typical electroshock therapy room because
Well,
we all know what that looks like.
All right, so I'm gonna look at the controls and just just stay away from the thing. I want to see which one of these actually makes the electricity go through it.
Is there like a file cabinet that might have some sort of records inside of it for the electroshock therapy room?
There is a file cabinet.
Can I see if I can get into the file cabinet?
Sure, you can certainly try. It seems to be locked though. It'll be a drink and a pull, or 2 pulls or 2 drinks to. Ooh.
wholesome tower thing.
so-
guys.
So yeah, you fiddle with the lock and it's not working, and you finally just go and you grab one of the tools for tuning the electroshock machine, and you just kind of bang and just snap the locking mechanism, and then using another tool you jimmy open the top drawer and it slides open.
What was your last name again, Matt?
Tarantella.
Um,
T.
Yeah, spicy. Can I see anything? If there's anything?
Yeah,
inside?
there is a file of Matt Tarantella in there.
What?
The only reason I ask is you've been here apparently the longest. They're probably
Yeah,
the one
month.
that had the record.
It's a pretty good thick file.
Okay.
Oh,
What is
no.
this? I'm looking too at this file.
Yeah. It details some past issues that you may have had of a legal nature. Apparently, you created some toxic chemicals and poisoned some people, and resulting in their deaths.
This
And-
is not. This can't be.
So you basically have been brought here for rehabilitation.
Look, I see. We're both looking at this.
Yeah.
I imagine I'm highly suspect right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, I have never been able to create chemicals that would do any harm. I just make chocolate.
Let's put it this way. What happened then? Outside.
It didn't happen.
Whatever. At this point,
No,
I
would
just-
ever be. It
I
didn't
just
happen.
want to get out of here. So as long as we're okay, we're good to go.
Well, you have nothing to worry about from me because I haven't killed anybody ever.
Well,
This is. I don't know where this is coming from.
everything's suspect right now because we all woke up at the same damn time.
Can we find your file? Just I want to see what they have for you.
So
Just
you're,
we're on
you're
even
abandoning the
ground.
controls now?
Well, could you find your file and pull it?
Yeah.
Because I want to be on the controls just in case someone
All right.
comes to the door.
So you start flipping through, and your file isn't in this drawer. So you check another drawer, and you're like trying to figure out what else the other controls do.
Yeah.
As you're doing that, you flip a control, and a little port opens up on the machine,
Oh.
and like a little, almost like a nozzle just pops up.
Okay.
What was that?
It's a nozzle.
On an electroshock
It's-
therapy machine?
Yeah, that's. Look. I don't.
Is it a
I've never
water
seen
nozzle?
one of these. Is it a water nozzle?
You're not sure. I mean, you want to go look at it, or you have him look at it?
Well, let me take a look at this.
You think you see some kind of reflection coming from the inside of it.
If I look down into it, there's a reflection coming back.
Yeah.
Is it mercury?
No.
Something reflecting back at me. Maybe it's water or something.
Oh, I think it was maybe something conductive.
Oh, if we aim it towards the floor, we can really take care of this guy and electrocute him. But do what I did and put the rubber gloves on your feet.
Good idea. So
All right. Meantime, let's hop over to another room.
Okay.
All right. So you're in this room, and there are 3 people sitting in this room, and none of them have acknowledged that you are there. They're all sitting like in a little triangle formation, and they're all staring intently at the table in front of them.
Okay, I go over to look at the table.
Okay, and on the table in front of each of them each one has a little box with a red button on it, just sitting in front of them, and all of them are staring at these buttons, and they're just looking at them, and they haven't acknowledged your entrance to the room at all. They're just looking at them, and they stare at them, and they stare at them, and one of them starts to reach for it, and then pulls his hand back. And that's all that's going on in this room.
There are no windows. There's no.
There's the usual wire mesh window.
Closet.
No, it's a very clinical antiseptic kind of room.
Well, I'm not touching those buttons because I don't know what they do. So
Do you want to check anything out about the people, or
yeah, I let me like in front of one of their
So you
faces.
like do one of
and-
these?
Yeah.
doesn't even blink, doesn't even notice you? Give me a drink or a pull to see if you notice anything unusual about these people. So you're looking, you're doing this in front of the face, and like looking closely. And as you look, you notice some faint scarring along their foreheads on all of. And then you like notice the second guy and the third guy, and
Has the
all of them has this
same.
faint scarring just along the ridge of the forehead that you suspect that if you looked really close, like if you shaved their head, it might go all the way around.
I don't think this is a room I need to really hang out in too much longer. I'm gonna try the door and listen at the door.
Suddenly, one of them reaches out and grabs you by the hand.
Ah! I punch him in the face.
Okay. A pull or a drink to see if you can get away. You just don't want to play Jenga, do you?
I'm a terrible Jenga player. That
That is-
thing will go over
You,
like
wow, you picked the wrong night to come on stream, and you
I'm
probably shouldn't have said that to the audience.
a
There.
very good drinker, though.
She's a good drinker, but a terrible Jenga player. Not for.
Play to your strengths.
So
Play
he grabs your hand and he says, "Please press the," and then you punch him in the face. And his hand lets go.
Yes, because I'm not pressing that button.
Kevin Slug cheered 300. I can't even imagine what that could be for. I wonder who is getting an instant obstacle.
Uh-oh.
Let's find out from Uncle Slug who's getting the obstacle. Here's to terrible Jenga players. All right. So these guys can help you and give you guidance, like figure out which brick you might want to pull and stuff, or give you some guidance because we do allow for help. But so tell me what you're
Okay.
doing first.
Well, I'm kind of sorry that I punched the guy in the face because he's a bit of a rock. But I'm going back to the door. I'm going to
Okay.
try to get out. But I want to listen at the door first to see if
Okay.
there's anybody walking
You
in the
don't
hallway.
hear anybody, but the door is locked.
Oh.
And do you look back or no?
Yes, I
So,
look back.
you look back, the
When
guy-
I punched the guy, did he fall off of his chair?
No, but you did snap his head back, and when you look back, he's holding his face, and there's blood streaming through his hand. It looks like you broke his nose.
Aww.
I'm not a nice person.
And he's just like there, he's screaming, and the other two people are not paying any attention to the fact that he is there screaming.
Okay, well, I do feel a little bad about breaking his nose. So, is he's wearing clothes?
Yep.
Okay, so I rip his shirt off and I press it against his
Okay.
broken nose.
So you go and you press it against his nose to help stop the bleeding,
Hmm.
and and he takes his hands and he does it too, and he's like whimpering, and suddenly one of the other ones just goes and puts his hand on the button, and you see him, his body kind of twitching and spasming, and it seems like he can't let go of the button now. And then the other guy reaches for the button, and the same thing happens. It seems like they're stuck to the button, and their bodies are like arching and spasming. So what are you gonna do?
Is there anything wooden in the room? Is there like a broom or a mop?
I mean, you could like probably smash one of the chairs, and like the seat is wooden. It's like a metal chair with like a wooden seat.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so you kind of slide the bleeding guy
Yeah,
to
I
the
slide
floor.
the bleeding guy over to the floor. And,
Okay,
Sorry.
so go ahead and pull a brick for the smashing of the chair for me.
You can do
He
it.
broke his nose. You can break a chair.
Yeah, well,
Just feel
Okay.
for one that really is loose.
Be
You
the
gotta find
boy.
that loose one.
Do you want someone to?
Just give it a
Do you want to say hold my beer or? 'Cause that always
hold my
makes things-
beer.
Hold my
There you
beer
go.
always makes things better,
Beer's
right?
held.
Be the brick.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ooh,
And you
look at
can
that.
get up and go around if you want to. You don't have to stay. The only rule is one hand at any time. You can switch hands like you're doing.
Nice. Nice work.
There you go.
Nice and easy up top.
did I say I was a bad Jenga player? That might not have been the truth.
Oh.
Now you're getting naughty.
Oh, get right.
Now she's getting a little saucy there. And tower cam hype. That's right. And you smash the chair, and you've got this.
So now I've got something wooden, so I'm not going to
Mm-hmm. You are
get
not
electrocuted.
right.
So I press it against one of the guys to try to,
To shove
push
him
him.
Yeah,
away.
and I mean that is the way to remove a person being electrocuted. Is you shove hard with something wooden so that you don't conduct, and you shove him off and you break the contact, and he falls backward, but he's breathing. I mean, his breathing is a little bit erratic because he was just shocked, but
Better than I got.
Subs, we need about 10 more pulls, then we'll have a showdown. All right.
I'm trying.
And so then I'm assuming you do the same to the other guy?
Yeah.
And as you do, you hear a click at the door.
I run over and I check to see if it's opened, if it's unlocked.
It is unlocked now.
I'm out of this room.
Okay. So back over to your room where you guys have the nozzle.
Yes. Okay, so I'm pulling the nozzle. Does it extend?
It doesn't.
Oh, goodness. All right, look, there's a nozzle here. There's something reflective in there. I don't want it spraying on us because I'm worried about what it is, especially if it's liquid.
But it doesn't extend.
No, so like, is it aimed in a certain direction?
Yes.
I'm getting around to the other side of where it's aimed and kind of rotating. Can I rotate the machinery towards the door?
He rotates it, and as he rotates it, a beam of light shoots out of the nozzle right at your eye. And it looks like he's aiming it at your eye.
Oh, just put it up, please.
Okay, I keep rotating it so it's not in his eye.
And as he rotates it, it points at a mirror that you don't remember on the wall, and it reflects off the mirror at your other eye.
Good Lord! I'm not trying to do this to you.
Oh God!
It's not intentional. Everything's pointing against me. I'm rotating more. Where'd that mirror come from? What the fuck?
Heath, make a pull to see if you can find a place to rotate this to where it's not somehow.
Multiple
Good
mirrors.
Lord.
They're
Where
everywhere.
did these mirrors come
Pull my
from?
mirror.
Oh no.
That's a
Was
loose
that,
one.
was that the one you were playing on?
What?
The electroshock therapy mirrors. God, this is a torture house.
Maya and I do like murder houses. I should just warn you.
Yeah, this
it's-
I know.
It is a thing that we like. So if Maya, if you're not out there, I've made a Murder House Dread episode just for you. I was hoping you'd be watching, but you know, it was a present for my daughter.
Oh,
what a
daddy,
good dad.
daddy, you do.
I made you a murder house. What a good dad.
Just the
Happy
best
daddy,
dad ever.
daughter.
Oh, just the best dad. All right, so eventually you rotate it, and
Okay,
you find like
sorry.
you get it up against the wall.
Okay. Now wait, can you move away from where you are? Because maybe, like, it's not meant to particularly shine at you, but maybe it's supposed to shine that direction. And I'll
Let me
rotate
find
it
my
back.
file first. Hold on.
Well, prioritize. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, would you just shine a light in my eyeballs?
Look,
You're having a hard time seeing right now.
yeah, just
but,
step
uh,
away.
Okay, I'm just here. I'll
We'll get-
go over there. You
We'll
come
get to your
over here.
files. Obvious. If it's anything like mine, it's just baloney anyway.
You find where you think might be your file.
Here, wait.
Oh.
I got spot in my eyes. Here,
All right. Well,
here.
okay,
And I walk over.
put it on the bed. I'm still working on this thing.
Okay. There you go.
So I rotate back. Oh, get out of the way.
I walk over to where he's at.
Okay.
I rotate it back so I line it up with the mirror again.
Okay.
What happens?
It bounces off the mirror, off the window, and hits him in the eye again.
Look, can you sit on the floor? Please? I rotate it back. I'm like, look, this thing is.
I just lay
This thing
down
is
on the
di-
floor.
Yeah, this. Okay.
Face down.
Can you see anything reflective in your line of sight?
I
Can you see anything?
I cover my eyes. Just to
That's a
cover-
good idea. Jesus Christ. I turn it back one more time
Okay.
till it catches that ping ping pong.
Yep. It hits the mirror, it hits the window, and then it hits the filing cabinet.
Oh. It sees something in the filing cabinet. Is that the
Can I
door
put-
that he was already in?
Can I put my hand down? Are we good?
Look, I can't. Do it at your own risk, dude.
Just like do like the little claw shell thing and look through with one eye.
Okay, yeah. You see the light above you. You're like on the floor, and it's like.
What is the light shining on? Can we see what it says?
It is shining on one of the letters on the filing cabinet.
Which letter?
It's like it's like A through L and so forth. It's shining on the letter K.
It's shining on letter K.
I'm not getting anywhere
What's
near
your
that
last name?
Kelvin.
Is this the file you were in to get your file?
What's the file? It's gonna come down. So
Okay,
I'm
well-
not going anywhere near that Satan light. You go ahead.
Well- Some things are connecting here. It's your letter of your name,
Mhm.
and this thing was specifically attacking you, not me. It. Let's open that drawer up.
So
Just
you're
watch
saying
your
light is
eyes.
cognizant now?
Well, it seems to be finding you no matter where you are.
It's true. That's why I'm staying over here. Go ahead and grab my file, please.
All right. Oh, you want me to get it out?
Please.
Okay, so you go and grab Malachi Kelvin.
Yes, Malachi
Okay.
Kelvin.
Yeah, it's not as big of a file as yours.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for 12 days, apparently.
One thing. So I'm gonna do the Billy's earmuffs thing. So everybody but Heath, plug your ears and kind of la 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 quietly so you can't hear. So Heath, one of the things that you find interesting in here is there's a manifest, and on this manifest are things like kidney $12,000, liver $10,000, and it's like a list of organs and prices and account numbers. Okay, unplug.
What does it say?
Well, like I said, this we shouldn't rely on what these files say because mine was ridiculous.
Okay, I took yours in kind. I kind of expect the same courtesy back. What
Oh
does it say?
well, look, were you shopping for some organs?
I'm a coroner. I deal with organs all
You
my...
do?
I deal with
Dude,
organs all the time.
Do you sell organs from dead people?
No!
The way you said it makes me think yes.
So seriously, those little red letters on the driver's license says organ donor. Do you think I would sacrifice someone's life for a profit of mine? You think I did deal with dead people for fun? No, it's to save lives.
You're asking and answering the questions here. Just be honest with me.
No, I'm being dead serious.
Look at this. It looks like a receipt. Actually, it looks like a menu.
Mm-hmm.
You see it, right?
I see
Like,
it.
this is how much a liver costs.
Exactly.
And you have a number of a person, like this happened. Did you... Okay, maybe I'm not asking it right. Do you know of anybody that maybe you worked with that sold organs of dead people?
It was just me. It was just me that lurked in my office. I don't know where these receipts or anything else would come from.
Okay, well, like I said, this is probably baloney.
I appreciate
Probably
that.
probably
probably
not right. It could be real.
Just like your whole legality thing could be real. But you know what? I took that in stride.
Well, don't make this like that.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
We're here for questionable reasons. Everything is questionable at this point.
All right. Well, there's a list of. We're just gonna move forward.
Let's just move
Okay,
forward. Fine.
We're
Lori,
gonna move forward.
or Sandy. Now that you've ducked out of that room, what are you doing?
I am continuing down the hallway, touching each of the doorknobs to see if any of them are not tacky.
All of them are weirdly tacky, and as you get to the intersection, you see her laying on the floor down the hallway to the left, panting.
Okay,
Kind of like that, yes.
Just broke down a door, okay?
Well, I was gonna run to see if she was alive, but she seems to be breathing pretty heavily, so I'm gonna run up
Did you
and
hear
see
that
if she's
breathing
alright.
down the hall?
There's something outside.
Rock, guy, dead, rocks, dirt, person.
I look inside the door that she's pointing at, but I'm not going in that room.
Okay.
I
You look
just
inside the
look.
room. You see two dead bodies propped up in the room, staring at you. Pull a brick for me to see if you recognize these bodies.
No. You can do it. Mental tap for
I
test.
believe in you.
It doesn't totally give immediately.
It's not the brick.
That's
for
the
you.
one. That's the one.
This is not the
Ask it nicely.
brick
If you
I
love a brick, set it free.
Exactly.
Sometimes when two bricks love each other very much.
So
One just pops out.
it takes you a minute. So you stop in the doorway because they're like these two bodies. They're propped up and staring at you, and you realize that you recognize the two of them from med school, and they don't look like they have decayed any in the years since you last saw them being dead. But it was a long time ago, and they were definitely dead when you saw them last, and they look exactly as dead as they did on that day. And that's where we're going to take our break. Obviously we need to start escalating our brick pulling here. I can tell you that the cast has managed to go through an entire liter bottle of zombie in Act 1.
Woo!
So I guess we'll be switching to Fireball for Act 2. I'm not sure, or maybe some other beverages. But yeah, so stick around to find out what's going on in the asylum, because clearly something's not right here. And we'll find out what's up with these guys. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we are back. Hope you guys had as fun a break as we did. We ordered pizza. I mean, it's not going to be here till after the show, but that's what we did on our break. I mean, we went to the bathroom and stuff too, but we know how to live.
Important.
Oh, and we put my.
Totally.
Oh, that's right. And for those of you who don't know, Fire was really enjoying Lori's shirt, but what's even cooler than that shirt is her tattoo, which has been put up in the common room by our very own Griff here, so that you can see how badass this tattoo is.
It's badass.
It's
I love it.
Princess Leia Bowie.
Yeah. Leia Insane.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
I'm into it.
Leia's in space.
A Star Wars oddity?
Could
Oh.
be. Could be.
All right, so now that we've done a whole...
Chewbacca. Sorry.
Turn and face the strange.
She's so hairy.
Wow.
What
Yep.
game?
I
This
could-
escalated quickly.
Hey, the episode is titled "We're All Mad Here," and I think that this is bearing out. So, before the break, Lori was confronted, or Sandy, I should say, was confronted by some faces from her past, and dead faces. And so that's kind of where we left off. So let's pick up
I'm
with
just on the ground.
yeah, you're just on the ground. You're freaking out hard. You seem to be breathing harder than someone would for breaking down a door like this. I mean,
I was almost buried alive, man.
were you really?
Look, you.
All right, so
Okay, so I look at her and I point inside the room and I say, "What the hell?"
Stand up. I'm gonna turn around. What do I see?
what do you see?
Yeah.
You see the room as it was.
I see the old man.
You see the old man dead now. The dirt seems to have stopped spilling.
There's dirt on the floor, and it's coming from his arm, and I don't know what, but
There's not dirt. There's two dead people.
there's dirt everywhere.
Oh yeah, there
No
are two dead
dirt.
people. You're right. How did I miss those?
There are two dead people
And dirt.
leaning up against the wall.
And dirt.
And
And dirt.
they're standing in like they're like shin deep in dirt. You're not sure how you missed the dirt the first time.
Where did that dirt come from? What is going on in this place?
Where did those bodies come from? That wasn't there before. That it was.
There's a
Attention
room-
all patients.
there's a
Please report to the common room for a disciplinary meeting.
Fuck you.
There's a
was,
room full of dirt and the dead bodies are what you're worried about?
There was one dead body. There was one.
Well,
And now there's.
dead bodies don't make other dead bodies. So,
Well, when a corpse loves another corpse very much.
I wanted to make that joke so bad.
I,
Point to Brian.
points.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Sorry.
do
I'm
I
not sorry at
recognize the
all.
bodies? Or no?
You do not recognize
I do
the
not
bodies.
recognize the bodies. Okay. I'm gonna kind of realize that I'm kind of going a little bit insane here. And just be like, maybe we do belong here. Because that wasn't there. There was something.
I refuse to accept that, and I think she's getting hysterical, so I slap her.
Okay.
And then I
Did you hear something?
Yeah, you guys heard some what sounded like hysterical arguing and then a slap.
What was that for?
because both of us need to calm down, and you're starting to make me crazy.
I'm gonna slap her back.
Okay.
Now we both calm down.
Dude, there's a slap fight going down.
I think it's the girls.
Yeah, could be.
It could be.
Or the orderlies.
Either one.
So I'm feeling a little braver now that I have been calmed down.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And thank you. Thank you, sister. Solidarity. Let's help each other out.
So are you guys gonna go out to the hall to check what's going on?
Are we gonna go out?
Yeah.
Before we do that, was there anything else under the K file that was that we would find interesting?
You can look.
All right, I flipped through.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a brick or,
Okay,
or
I'll
a
give
drink.
you a break.
Woo! Finally.
Brick it up, Heath.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold the beer.
Bricky it up.
Yes, please hold my bear.
Bricky.
While you try this.
And I mean, really,
Talk to it.
leafing through a file shouldn't be all that hard.
Check Tower Falls and get 1,000,000 paper cuts.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts. For some reason, this drawer just had 1,000 paper cranes in it, and all of them just fall and slice you to rip them.
Did this become anime or something?
It did.
And then an octopus comes out of nowhere.
Oh
Whoa!
Tentacles up the pants.
no! I'm just thinking.
Is that your new band name?
Tentacles up the pants.
Excellent. So you're leafing through, and you're finding different patient names and everything, and then there's one file that just says Kevin. No last name, just Kevin.
Okay, so wait. There were like you, me,
Maybe, huh?
two. I didn't catch the names of our
I got
patients.
Sandy.
Who's Kevin?
I don't know.
Did you want to try and remember the other name? There was Sandy.
Remember Sandy because I work with someone named Sandy.
Okay.
So that's the other reason I stuck.
Tell me more.
She's a receptionist. That's really all.
Okay, sounds nice.
She was very nice lady. I forgot her birthday once. It was terrible.
Aww.
I know. I felt so bad.
Nowadays, it's impossible to forget a birthday. Are you friends on Facebook?
No.
Okay, that's it. All right, go ahead. What about the other person's name? Is it
I
Kevin?
can't remember. No, Kevin's not a girl's name.
Dude,
I mean, I guess.
girl could be named Kevin.
I mean, I guess.
2018. How dare you?
Yeah, my
Sister's name is
I
Kevin.
I feel really awkward right now. Okay, so look, I'm gonna keep this file because
Yeah,
it just says Kevin. It doesn't even have a last name.
How big is the file?
It's not a very thick file.
Well, let's
Is
open it up and look at it.
Yeah, is it bigger than his?
No, it's not.
No file's bigger than mine.
It's been here 30 days.
I've been here
That's what
30
they all
days.
Is it bigger than mine?
No, it's not. It's not a very big file at all.
Okay, so it's
Well,
probably
I'm
smaller
opening
than-
it up. I'm just taking a look.
Yeah.
Just to see what Kevin could have been up to, because we've been up to no good, apparently, according to these
So,
files.
there's in Kevin's file, there's about 6 pages. Each page has 4 photographs on it, and the first page, all of the photographs have red X's through them. And you flip to the second page, 4 photographs, red X's.
So Subs wants a showdown between Sandy and Malachi.
Ooh.
How the tables have turned.
So basically, a newbie showdown. Who are we gonna have first?
Let's
Let's
put
so,
Sandy's name first, so maybe Sandy.
so yeah, I'm guessing Sandy will go first and Malachi will go second. We'll let Subs confirm that, but so let me just set up a
Thanks.
situation. So as you're flipping through, and thank you Subs by the way,
cranes.
that's awesome.
Thank you, Subs!
So you're flipping through, and each page has 2 guys and 2 girls,
With
red
through
X's,
them.
and you get to the last page, and all 4 of your pictures are there, and it says Malachi, Sandy, Matt. Oh yeah, Elizabeth. That was the
Yeah,
other name.
I've got some good news and some bad news.
Let's do the good news first.
Well, I know the 4th person's name. Her name is Elizabeth.
Oh, thank God.
The bad news is, I think we're gonna die.
Well, you know.
Look at these pictures. There's X's through these faces, X's through the second faces, X's through like blah blah blah.
On the
and
X's,
then look,
can
we are
on the photos that have X's on it. Obviously, we see people. Is there any specific way that they died, or is it just various?
or is it just X's?
It's just X's.
It's just X's.
It's
Look,
just
So it's like a stock photo of us with an X through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know there's only one reason why someone would put an X through a picture, and that's they're dead.
that is the universal
I just
message.
hope there was like
yes.
the Christmas card, they were Xing it through, or they sent it out. But
Let's hope, but I'm saying they're dead, and we're next.
And so, as you guys
Good thing
are
is we have
having
heroes
this
that-
argument, you hear over the loudspeaker the tinny intercom sound. You were warned, and you hear, and all of the doors swing open.
Oh crap! Okay.
Good thing I broke mine down.
So, what are you guys all doing as the doors swing open?
We have to poke our head out the door. I'm poking my head out the
is the
door.
electroshock therapy is it like something on wheels that we can kind of take with us?
Well, it won't be plugged in, but sure, you can take it with you.
I say we take it just in case.
All right, let me come back in the room. I did poke my head out the door. Do I see anything?
Yeah, you see orderlies at the ends of the hall, and you assume probably at the other intersection. And each of them have like a little shock baton, and they are slowly advancing down the hall and looking in each room.
Look,
Are we in that
Okay.
hallway?
I don't know what they're
Oh.
holding,
Mm-hmm.
but it's making a buzzing noise, and they're coming this way.
Okay.
We can either back up and go with our original plan of electrocuting whoever comes in here,
Okay.
or we run. Now, the things they have, as I said, is making a buzzing noise. It might be an electrical thing. It may be a showdown between defibrillators and sticks.
But we've got gloves.
All the gloves go on us now.
Okay, is
We've
the
got
door
the
open
gloves.
while they're
Yes.
having this
Yeah.
conversation? Okay, so we can hear them.
Yeah,
All the gloves are going on us now.
Okay,
you
so
guys
so
sound
I'm
crazy.
gonna look at Elizabeth and say that I think our chances are better if we stick together. So I think we should go in the room with them
Hey guys, want some
and
gloves?
defend ourselves.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'll follow you.
I've got one of the
You're
gloves
totally
on,
not following me, are
on
you?
my
I'll
head.
follow you.
I look
do
like
you follow her or do you go back to the common room?
I'm gonna go like this. So the hands are up, and I'm gonna walk toward the orderlies.
Okay.
Like, I'm
So-
sorry.
So you're like, okay, let's go, and you turn and look back, and she's not there. She's being escorted back to the common room by an orderly, and another orderly is running at you. So I need you.
I'm gonna dive
Oh,
into the
so
room.
so right
with
now
them.
we're going to a showdown. You pull, he pulls. You each have to pull 4 total
Okay.
bricks. And so
Alright.
as you're
You can do
diving,
it.
as you
Yeah,
dive
do it.
into the room. Here we
Oh
go.
no.
take your time. Take your time.
Okay.
So
Who
breathe
goes
through it.
first?
You go first,
Okay.
which means he goes last, unless it falls over.
Oh, it'll.
It'll go.
I don't know. We've gotten 8 bricks out of a much taller tower than this.
Yes.
Yeah, you're fine. There's so many
This is
options.
child's play.
You say that.
You keep using that word. You don't think
I don't
it
think you
means
know
what
that,
you
no.
think it means.
Nice.
There you go.
Ooh.
You stand up and go to the other side too.
And you can also abandon a pull in favor of another one. You don't even have to put it
Okay.
back. You can just leave it
I
where
can
it
just
is if
leave
you want.
it.
Yep.
Okay.
Just remember, I want you to live too.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
that's a juicy one.
Oh, saucy.
It tastes nice.
That's a saucy brick.
Saucy.
Dread quotes.
Yeah.
Hashtag dread
This
quotes.
is going to be a quotable episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Saucy.
We have space ties,
Saucy.
Princess Leia tattoos, saucy bricks, and great
Saucy
quotes.
bricks.
You know, you have a space tie. You should drink some of this space.
Space Pope.
Space Pope. Yeah, so the
Space
beer, the
Pope.
beer Heath is drinking, by the
Really
way.
selling
Tonight's
it.
episode brought to you by Space Pope. It's the Pope, but in space.
Cigar City Brewing makes Space Pope, and they also make the Highlight India Pale Ale wrap that's around this. Find people in Tampa, Florida.
Ooh, he's going for it. Look at that.
And he's dead.
Nope, he has survived.
Mm.
That was a good show. Okay, 1 each. So you dive into the room, and as you dive into the room, Malachi steps out of the way and tries to wheel the device up to the door and get the door, the electrodes reattached. And he does. Now, what do you do? For some reason, Matt has pulled back and is in the far side of the room, and he is doing some really weird things with rubber gloves.
Yep.
He's got one on his head.
I look like a chicken.
Hands on his feet. He's like licking them and sticking them to his chest. He's trying to figure out how he can possibly get as
If you
many
don't have
gloves
two
on.
gloves right here, I'm gonna be so mad.
Of course I do.
And so
Janet Jackson style.
he is really distracted right now.
Okay, then I am going to grab 2 of the rubber gloves from him,
Okay.
put them on, and run to the controls of the machine.
Okay. Go ahead. Second pull.
We've got plenty of gloves to spare. You can have more than 2.
Yeah, you didn't have to take them from me.
You can take them.
No, but that's what she did. That's what she
That's
wanted to
You
do.
can take 5
So
or 6.
you're like sitting there fiddling with gloves, and she comes and she yanks them out of your hands.
Oh.
And puts them on her hands and heads over to the controls of the machine. You're not all that phased. You just pull 2 more out of the box. Okay, Malachi, what do you do? While she's at the controls. The orderlies are advancing, and they've got their electroshock batons, and they're trying to stick them inside the door because the door is swung open.
I'm trying to just trying to fend him off, to be honest.
Okay.
I've got the probes and everything seems to be electrified, so I'm trying to like back him up. Like, you know, now that we've got 3 people, we can probably take 2 people.
Okay.
Do you know what happened to the 4th person?
Bye.
She noped out hard.
She noped out.
She noped.
That's the nope.
Never in all my days has someone noped so hard.
All right, that's 2 each. Okay, so they're trying to get the batons in, and you're like using your rubber gloves, and you're like deflecting them and pushing them out. But you can see this is it's a losing battle. You're going to need to come up with something else. You're at the controls there. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and electrify the doorknob.
Okay, go ahead.
Crank it up to 11.
Goes to 11?
You could.
So you start madly flipping at the controls, and as a surgeon, you've used different medical devices before, and so it takes you a minute because of the pressure of the situation, but you think you found the right switch. And with your 3rd pull, you flip the switch, and the machine begins humming, and there's a crackling coming from the doorknob. Malachi, what are you doing?
Crackling coming from the doorknob.
Yes.
In risk of being electrocuted, I try to like I use the door, use the gloves and try to push the door into the understudies. Try to like force it back. Hopefully that the
All right, so you're trying to
makes
grab
contact.
So you're trying to grab the body of the door and jab the orderlies with the doorknob. Okay. So you see Malachi. So Matt, you look up from your gloves, and you're like glove.
Is he like covered like head to toe?
Oh, he is absolutely covered head to toe with
I
gloves.
don't like that one.
And you see him struggling with the door and then pushing against the door, and the electricity is crackling, and the batons are sticking through.
Why? Let's just get rid of any structure of the Jenga tower, shall we?
And somehow, some way, he manages to jab the door, and he shocks one of the orderlies, who drops to the ground. But it sends feedback into the machine, and the machine shorts out. So what are you gonna do, Surgeon Sandy? Sandy the Surgeon. It's a children's book.
Sandy the That's
Sew 'em up
a good
somehow.
band name.
So I'm gonna.
Stuffins.
Did the orderly fall inside our part of the room? Like, did
He's
he
like
fall?
he's like blocking the doorway partially.
Okay, so and he had his baton in his hand.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab his baton and start
Okay.
poking at the orderlies.
Okay.
Yeah, spend them off.
Go ahead.
We've upgraded from
This is your 4th pull. If you do this successfully, you will have survived the challenge.
You can do it.
We've upgraded from wood to shocky sticks. You get this.
That's right.
Ooh.
You are easily the most violent member of the group.
Well, I'm a
Great
surgeon.
time.
I'm not afraid to.
You've punched. You broke a guy's nose. You smashed a chair. You.
None of
slapped-
these are surgeon activities.
My surgeon is flipping out! You guys don't even know how scared my surgeon is right now!
Okay.
She's
Don't
used
hit
to
me with a piece of
order.
wood. Oh.
All right, so pull that
Okay.
4th, and you see her scrambling on the floor for the baton
Okay.
as one of the orderlies also reaches for the baton,
Yeah, let me know when I can do an action.
and I will absolutely. But
After the show, Adam.
while all of this weirdness is going on, you hear out of your left ear,
You can do this.
you hear,
Be the brick.
That's a weird noise.
oh no, you can't.
It
You
has to
have
be 3
three
now.
full level. Has to be
Oh,
3 full
okay.
levels down.
Okay, should I put that back?
I mean,
No, I would just leave it. It's fine.
Okay.
So
One,
you can
two,
go
three.
2
Well,
levels
the next
below
one
where you
is-
were.
So, okay,
So
so.
that level you could go.
but don't.
But don't.
Ken! But think about your choices.
So and while she's scrambling on the floor, you hear again.
Guys, Are there birds in here?
The only bird in here right now is you.
No, you look when he says that. You look. There is a pigeon lands on his shoulder.
Ah!
What the heck?
The birds!
Dude, what the hell?
Can I just shoo away the pigeon?
Oh, well, you're a little preoccupied at the
Oh
moment.
yeah, true.
You're
I'm
fighting
holding the
off
door.
fire
Excuse me.
He's dealing with rubber gloves and pigeons.
Don't rock the couch.
Ooh.
That's my new band name, Rubber Gloves and Pigeons.
I thought it was Don't Rock the Couch.
Don't rock the couch. No, that's their opening act. They're opening for Rubber Gloves and
Nice.
Pigeons.
Don't rock the
work.
couch, baby.
All right.
Rock the couch. Don't rock the couch,
And
baby.
you manage to grab the baton
Ah.
and you jab and shock another orderly who falls and kind of blocks the doorway.
Take that baton and hit this bird on my shoulder.
And the other orderlies are now pushing at the door, trying, and you get two orderlies trying to push the door open on you, and the machine is shorted out. What are you doing, Malachi?
She's got the baton now. I'm gonna need you to see if we can get these guys back so I can close these doors. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try to close the door if I can have her cooperation to kind of get the shocky stick in there to whack them off.
Well, there's still two unconscious guys lying in the doorway. Now, you could get her to close the door if you shoved them out of the way with your last pull.
Dirty bird shoulder.
So,
How far are they inside the room? Like the unconscious one? How far is he inside?
two, but not far.
Two.
Far enough to block the door.
Far
You-
enough.
you-
Comes
you-
from this bird.
I'm trying to think maybe we could pull one for like interrogation later.
Malachi, get this goddamn bird.
Can
off
you
my
get the
shoulder.
bird off his shoulder, please? Like, I will take care of the door. You take care of the bird. He's freaking out. And the last person we need right now is another person freaking out. So I'm going to use the electroshock therapy machine and kind of use it as a battering ram.
and just
to-
shove the two
just
guys out.
shove
Just
it.
like jam it into their
It's shorted out. It's no
skulls
use now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Go
Just
ahead.
kind of throw it in there, and if you can take care of the bird.
No.
Oh, well,
Taking care of his.
no, he's
bird?
got to do this
He's gotta-
first.
okay.
He has to do this first.
Malachi, I'll give you my liver. If you get this goddamn bird off my shoulder.
Please don't make me laugh. No.
Rock the couch. Don't rock the couch, baby.
Well, that's a good one.
Oh,
A
is
bad
it?
one, but a good one.
Is it? Look at that wobble.
Is it though?
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
Get into. Well, Malachi's dead.
You're surprised that I had that reference, weren't you, Tim?
I get so close to touching this, and then I laugh, and then it goes out of hell.
You're doing.
I know. I put it back.
It's right there on the
You
edge.
can't put it back at this point. I mean, you don't have to take it out, but you can't put it back.
I'm afraid to talk.
There's now a pigeon on each shoulder.
2 of them.
Guys, I'm freaking out so badly.
Read through it. You can do it.
No.
I think you gotta go for the one you were doing.
Or the one next to the one that you just tried. That one didn't look too bad. Not that I should be helping, but I can't help myself. I'm like
Same,
a
yeah.
backseat Jenga player.
There you go.
You know what? We're just gonna go all the way,
Do it.
and we'll let fate decide.
And you're dead. That's not gonna work. It's not.
Can you stop backseat Jengaing?
Did you want me to move the butcher block for you?
No, we're good. We're just gonna.
You got this. Believe in yourself. Just pull it.
I mean, we don't, but you should believe in yourself.
Be the brick.
Be the brick.
Trust me, I am.
Go through
I am.
thunder.
I am
Get
so
that
many
one.
bricks deep right now. I don't think I could beat any more bricks unless it was a wall.
I am currently shitting a brick.
I can't even.
It's like a band-aid. Just rip it. No, don't. That would be that's bad advice is what that is.
It's wobbling.
Well, that's our show.
Thank you. Good night.
You can do it. You can do it. No, you can.
Oh!
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Very good,
Oh
very
my
good.
god.
I'm gonna drink to that.
Now, Malachi, get your ass over here.
And you jam the electroshock machine, and the bodies you ram into their skulls, and you hear this sickening crunch as they get shoved out and the door closes again.
And then I run over to him and shoot the birds away.
Well, no, she.
Oh, she already shoots birds
Well, no,
away?
she can do something now. She was waiting.
Okay. So I go over to see what's up with him and his birds.
So there's a pigeon on each of his shoulders.
What the hell is
Okay.
Why?
Not really sure how the pigeons got in there since there aren't any windows that they could fly in. So I look up to the ceiling. Are there like any loose ceiling tiles?
There are some loose ceiling tiles.
Are there?
Like kind of rotted out in a corner.
We're just investigating. You chill there first.
They're
We'll get
molting.
through this together. We've done this so far. We'll get through this together.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
Do the rotted out ceiling tiles look like something that people could fit through?
You're not sure. I mean, you could maybe try and move something over there and see if you could, stand on it and
Okay,
look up there.
I look around for a chair or a table or anything that I can climb up on.
With some help, you might be able to move a filing cabinet.
Okay, gentlemen.
I'm not moving.
Oh
I'm
my.
not goddamn moving.
Okay,
It's molting.
In the meantime, you've gone with the orderlies and you're sitting back with the doctor.
Yeah.
Now, Elizabeth,
You can't drink. There's birds on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I would like for you to take your medicine. And he puts the pills down and he puts the water. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just,
Not cute.
So we'll be coming back to you in just a sec, Griff. But yeah, while we're working on this moment, decide who you'd like to have help you do the blindfolded pull.
Okay.
Because you are going to be pulling a brick from this tower with your eyes covered up, and only one person can give you help.
Who gave this to me?
Subs.
That would be Subs.
Thanks, subs.
Thank you, subs.
All right, so you're sitting there, and he puts a little cup of pills down and a glass of water.
What are these?
These are your antipsychotic pills. You're having an episode.
That's really good.
This is how every evening begins.
There was a man in the room,
The chocolate
and then he
sandwich.
wasn't in the room. What? Why am I here?
You are hallucinating.
Why am I here?
These are guilt hallucinations.
Why am I here?
We know what you did, Elizabeth. You thought you got away with it. You thought you did the right thing, but we know what you did.
What did I do?
Man came into the emergency room. He was bleeding, wasn't he?
He deserved it.
What did he do, Elizabeth?
He deserved it.
What did he do, Elizabeth?
He killed his children.
And what-
So I killed him.
That's right.
You hear something?
And now
Me.
you are paying for it. We all make choices, Elizabeth. You didn't trust in the process. You didn't trust that he would be taken care of, and you took care of him, and now we are taking care of you. Take your medicine, Elizabeth.
Take my medicine.
Okay. Yeah, take a drink for your medicine. All right. Meanwhile, back in the room, Matt, while they're sitting here arguing about moving a filing cabinet and whether or not they can fit, these pigeons have moved up your shoulder and they're falling on your shoulder and they're pecking at your ear a little bit,
God. This is
and
the
their
worst.
their wings are brushing against the side of your cheek,
They're molting.
and they're molting a little bit, and you hear in your ear.
Oh man.
You can actually feel pigeon breath on your neck.
Oh, it smells like worm.
What do you do?
I try to brush them off, but I'm so. I
Okay.
want to touch them. I'm just slapping myself.
Okay, with rubber gloves.
With slapping rubber gloves onto rubber glove body.
Stick.
Yeah.
All right, so you're gonna give a blindfolded pull to see if you can shoo these pigeons away.
Okay. All right. So, Lori,
All right.
you got the pressure. I know about
Now,
where-
one important thing that I will give you, Heath,
Yes.
is
After all we've been
to remember the table is not the same size as the tabletop today.
Oh yeah, got it.
So, which means you have to be very careful about bumping the felt board.
Don't do it.
Okay, so I'm supposed to tell you which.
Give me about
one
how
to
far
take?
am I away from the Jenga tower right now? Well, I'm only using one hand.
A
foot.
Yeah, you're about 8, 10, and okay. Now you're closer, but you're still kind of in front of it. It moved to your left a little bit.
So is it that way?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm moving a little bit closer.
Okay, so now you're like 4 or 5 inches to the right of it.
So I'm going to move this way a little bit. I'm at least 4 down.
Go down just a little bit. There you go.
Getting
Like
closer.
maybe 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches. A little bit more. Getting closer,
I can feel it.
like about an inch.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Careful there.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I mean, I'm not at all. I should be.
Yeah, none of those are really. Yeah, don't do that one.
To
Okay.
anyone but that one.
Close.
About 2 inches.
That way?
Correct. No, okay, there you
Okay.
Stubbs, you're providing us with a lot of excitement tonight, and we appreciate it.
go. Maybe that one.
Maybe this one here?
Yeah. How's that feel?
Feels good.
Okay, be very, very gentle. Push it towards me. No, stop. Okay.
Is it the wrong brick?
No, it was the right brick, but you're rotating all of the bricks. So
Is
just a
Is
little
that-
bit up, a little bit up. There. Oh, yep.
Oh God.
Oh, no, please stop rotating all the bricks. Just gently.
This one here.
Yes, but really,
Oh my god.
really gently. Really, like,
Never my days.
baby,
Oh, gosh.
baby touches. Just.
Baby touches. Baby touches brick.
Knocks us over, is it my
Baby
fault?
touches brick
Okay,
is my
no.
new band name.
Stop petting Ah.
Death by pigeon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Death by pigeon.
Matt, you start like brushing at them, and they keep flapping up and like landing on your head, and you just freak out, and you just run, and you run headlong into the door, and just like
Oh.
you guys just hear this crack as his skull hits the door,
Oh.
and there's like a little bit of blood, and he just slides down the door and falls over.
Oh
Oh.
Died with my secret. Good job.
no!
You died with my secret.
Oh.
All right, so
Thanks, subs.
here's to you, Matt. Which is a shame. We'll share the amusing part of Matt's story later. But okay, so you're like you guys are like trying to slide the filing cabinet over, and you look because you hear Matt just suddenly scream and run at the door, like arms flailing, and he doesn't even hold his hands out. And
Way to go!
just wham! Hits the door and just.
Total dignity.
And the pigeons fly up, and they fly up into the
Covered
ceiling.
in rubber gloves.
Okay, well, I'm following the
Just let
pigeons.
Tom have go like this.
Yeah, the little your coxcomb just kind of droops over as you hit the
Filling
ground.
with blood.
Filling with blood. What a just oh my god! Yeah, there's like blood, and like there's just this one trickle coming down the middle of your forehead, running down your nose.
Oh.
And as you like drop to your knees, it's just like drip,
I died how I lived.
drip.
Afraid of pigeons
I died how I lived, covered in rubber gloves.
and blood.
Yeah, covered in rubber
Running
gloves.
into walls.
Okay, so the two of you.
Sorry.
So the two of you are like maneuvering the filing cabinet,
Okay.
and you each of you pull 2 bricks each to get the filing cabinet over.
Who first?
It doesn't
Right,
matter.
Tim, probably.
You can do both of yours first if he doesn't take any. So just and you can do them at the same time if you want. This, by the way,
What's
this
happening?
These are
tower.
rougher.
They're each taking 2 bricks to move the filing cabinet. These bricks,
Oh, these
are-
towers bad.
these bricks
can I
are a lot
straighten this
rougher.
Up? This is really bothering my OCD.
I mean,
You can straighten it if you like, sure. But yeah, this tower is an off-brand Jenga tower.
It's Django.
Jengo.
DGANGO. From the make from Quentin
G-A-N-G-O.
Tarantino's.
From Milto Bradley.
It's
How do you spell
Blammo
that,
instead of
Tim?
Blammo.
Don't want to talk about it.
Alright, that's
R.I.P.
Can I?
Oh, it's gone. Hi, John.
Can I just drink?
no, you need to pull
Oh,
you need
pull.
to actually pull 2 bricks.
Aww.
Because it's a new tower and we're getting late in the game.
Ah,
So
fair enough.
You can just drink a drink if you want to, though. You don't have to wait for a pool.
No, I just asked them. Yeah.
Okay, have fun.
Thanks for your help.
Have fun.
It was all
you
me.
think it'll work?
I mean, we can try.
With the whole thing just rotating as this
Yeah.
Meantime,
you were
as
like,
they're
You
driving-
were so close.
pressing it, but you were like,
Can I?
also pushing the
Can I
whole
ask while
tower.
they're doing this?
Yeah.
How do I notice how the medicine's affecting me? Does it affect me in any way?
You're starting to feel a little bit funky.
Funky?
Uh-oh. Firehawk.
Firehawk cheered 500. Okay. I believe this is going to be a DM challenge from Malachi in just a moment.
Can I pull the second brick with the DM then?
What's that?
Can I pull the second brick with the DM?
No. You have to do your
Okay.
2 bricks and then you will get your DM challenge.
Thanks, Firehawk.
You are starting to feel a little bit altered. It's almost like a hallucinogenic.
Okay. I'm just gonna start giggling really creepily.
Okay, that's not. And
That qualifies.
Dr. Sinclair says. Dr. Sinclair says, there is a way out for you, Elizabeth. I was hired by the family of the man you killed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Subs cheered 500 as well.
God.
And we don't want Audie to feel left out, so she's gonna get a second DM challenge. He says, but we'll come back to what your way out might be.
Is it death?
I don't know. We'll have to. The suspense is killing you. All right. So Malachi, you guys finish getting that shifted over there, and after a brief rock paper scissors match, somehow Sandy has convinced you that you should be the one to climb the filing cabinet and check in the dark, rotted out, stinky cubby hole in the ceiling.
It smells like pigeons.
It does.
Um,
And as you start to climb up there, you're like standing up unsteadily, and you lift your head up into the hole, and the pigeons rush forward and start pecking at your eyes. Here's your knife.
This is unfair. You were trained in that.
Oh. Nice choice.
Yeah, he's got some good knife skills there. I'm impressed.
When I say trained in knife, I wasn't kidding.
Well, I mean, that's not like a thing you say. You know, it's like you're trained in knives. I mean, that's not just like your shirt is plaid.
and both of which are correct.
That's right. I'm very
Trained in
upset.
plaid.
You trained in plaid. Your shirt
That's
is
right,
knives.
knives.
Shirt is knives.
Says the man whose shirt is rubber gloves.
Yes.
That's the man who died in rubber gloves.
Death by pigeon, rubber gloves. At least the cleanup's easy. You just pick up the gloves, you know?
Yep, I'm nice and sanitized.
If we ever get out. Ooh.
Where are you? Come here. Gotta use an act to pick you up, so come on.
It drops the.
Was that what it is?
Oh
No.
I didn't make that up right now.
Where are your fancy knife skills now, Malachi?
One up on you because I'm still breathing.
I don't care because I'm dead.
All right.
Way to go, death by pigeon.
So, and you get up there and you manage to, fend the pigeons off and swat them away, and they feathers flying in the air, but feathers don't bother you much, and they scurry away. And you get a look, and it is squalid, but the crawl space up there looks like it is big enough for a person. And you pop down and you let Sandy know, yeah, I think a person could fit up here. Meantime, back over in the other room, Dr. Sinclair says, there is a way out, Elizabeth. Would you like to take a way out?
Sure.
And he goes and he walks over to the window and he pulls a key off there's like one of those little retracting wire things, and he pulls the key and he opens up the window and he swings it open, and inside there are medications but also implements, and he takes out a scalpel.
Mm-hmm.
And he closes it and he brings the scalpel over and he lays it on the table in front of you, and he says to you, perhaps all of this is a hallucination. Perhaps it's just the chip in your head sending you signals. Maybe if you take the chip out, all of this goes away. What do you do?
There's the chip.
It's right here on your forehead. You feel a little lump under the skin.
Oh no. They take it out, everyone goes home?
I don't know if everyone goes home, but you will certainly be free.
When everyone will go home.
Well, then they have to make their own choices. You don't know about the red X's, do you? Because you didn't go in there. Okay.
I don't.
That's unfortunate.
Oh no! I'm gonna take the scalpel in my hand
Okay.
like this.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand up so I'm right in front of the doctor. It's right here.
Yep.
I'm
Yes.
gonna start to put it up my head.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna turn around, stab him in the neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me your DM knife challenge.
Oh yeah, I have one of those.
That's
Shit!
right.
You just lost most violent. I'm sorry.
Why do you think I'm a surgeon? Have you asked me why I'm a surgeon?
Well, I'm sure we'll find out later.
I'm drunk.
Drunken knife play.
What could go
That's right.
wrong?
As Sub says, drunken knife play. What could go wrong?
Everything.
Billy's never leaving me in charge again,
No.
is he? By the way, for those wondering, our Cali Dragon and Drunk Dragon are getting some much needed recharge time as part of Cali Dragon's birthday week.
Woo, happy birthday, Callie
Happy
Dragon,
birthday,
I love
Cali
you.
Dragon! So
Aw.
they are off bioluminescent kayaking, though they should be done kayaking at this point. I
If
think.
they're watching, I'm sorry.
And yeah, if you guys have decided to tune in, we are so sorry. We're not. We're having fun, and we hope you are too.
Hello, I'm here. Thank you. Go here so I can stab the doctor in the face. Thank you.
All right.
Maybe.
And you go, and you're like, it's right here. And then you twist it around, and you jab into his neck, and sparks shoot out of his neck. And
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna stab him again.
and you stab him again, and more sparks. And
I'm gonna stab him like as much as I can. 'Cause I'm getting a lot of frustrated anger
Yeah,
out.
you are just stabbing the hell out of this robot.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So meanwhile, back in the other room, so you like it falls to the floor. You're just sitting on the robot body.
Are
and
there
you're
any
just,
orderlies around?
No.
Do I remember where they were?
Yeah, you probably do.
I'm gonna run back to where they are.
Okay, so let's take care of what you got. What are you guys
Yeah.
doing right now?
I am getting ready to ask him. He says that there's room for a person in the crawl space, and I would like him to elaborate. Does he mean 2 people? Because there are 2 of us.
Yeah, like, back to back, you
Does
guys
it,
could.
does it look like it goes anywhere?
Yeah, it looks like if we go
did you-
in line, we'll be all right. It's not enough for 2 wide, but single file, we're good to go.
Okay. Since you're already up there, I'm gonna hand you one of the batons
Okay.
and let you go first.
Is hold on before we do that. I turn on the baton. Does the residual charge give me any light?
It does. There's a little crackling, a little faint glow.
So I've got at least something to guide my way. So I'm like, I'm sure since we've been everything, I can trust you, but please stay close by. So and I go further inside the tunnel, giving her space to climb up behind me.
Okay, so you go further inside the tunnel, and and then you just wait.
And I just wait for her to climb up behind
All
me.
right. You start to climb up, and Elizabeth comes running into the room.
They're robots!
Oh, sure they are.
No, the doctor is a robot. I just stabbed him. He's dead.
Okay.
And
I'm coming back down.
He sparked like a.
As you turn, you feel the great the duct where you're in. You feel it shifting.
Don't come up here. I'm coming back down. It looks like we're gonna fall.
All right.
So I'll jump back down.
As you start to, it tilts forward and you slide.
Let's get out of it.
And you guys hear, shh, boom, ah!
Ow, that sounds like it hurt. Anyway, they're robots.
No worries. I'm okay, guys. It's all right.
You good? You all right?
No, we're good. Let's
Okay.
keep talking about robots.
Did he fall inside the room?
Not inside this room, but suddenly the bottom falls out from underneath you, and you hit the ground.
Oh, and then I hit the ground.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab Sandy's hand and I'm like
dragging her back to
where
show
the
her.
robots are.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Can I gather myself and follow?
well, you're not in the same room.
Oh, I'm not in the same room.
You get up, and there's a man sitting in a chair in the room. It's Dr. Sinclair. Malachi, you know what you did.
What did I do?
What did you do, Malachi?
Coroner. I give organs to people who need them.
Do you give them to people who need them, Malachi?
Yeah, it's my job.
Are you sure you don't sell them?
Why would I do that? Why would I risk someone's life for my own?
For money, Malachi. Are you sure you didn't pawn off a fake organ on someone and then try to say they died of blood poisoning?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
We have the account numbers, Malachi. We were hired.
Hired by who?
Hired by the family of the man you killed.
Can I on him?
Yes, absolutely.
You liar!
Oh no! Oh no! Slug just cheered 1500 for a showdown for Malachi and Elizabeth. So
Thanks, Kevin.
who's first?
I didn't go early. I didn't go first last showdown. So
Well, your name's first.
What's-
You
All right,
go first.
Malachi, you go
well,
first.
we have to be in the same room, right?
No, you don't. You can just
Oh,
you can
okay.
you can each be doing a different thing. So, as you drag her into the room where you stabbed the doctor, there's nobody in the room. There's not even like gears or wires or anything. But okay, so the doctor is bearing down on you. You know what you did. You know why you're here.
I didn't do anything. You need to back up. Like, seriously.
Take your medicine, and he puts the cup down of water, and he puts the pills on the table.
I'm
Take
not-
your medicine,
I'm not
Malachi.
taking anything. I
You
don't
take
need-
that
I
medicine,
don't need anything.
Malachi. You
Suddenly
lying
there are
liar.
two orderlies.
Shut up, ghost chicken.
Suddenly there are two orderlies in the room, and one of them is grabbing your head, one of them is pinching your nose. What do you do?
No, I see if I can just get a bite on one of the organs.
Okay, go ahead, pull a break. Pull your
My
first
ghost,
break.
by the way, has the chicken glove on my head.
Still has the cock.
Still got that coxcomb on him. Alright, and you bite the guy's arm, and he pulls his hand away. So you're in there with her, and she's like, no, he was here. And you're,
He was right. Hold that for me, please. Thank you. He was right here. Am I crazy? Legit question I ask right now.
What?
Challenge.
Oh, challenge.
yeah, it's a showdown, yeah.
And I'm like,
I got names confused.
Uh-huh.
I'm like legit like starting to cry now. I'm actually legit
Yeah.
turning crazy.
She like drops to her knees sobbing, and she's trying to convince you, but
I'm just gonna stay here.
you're just not convinced. There's no evidence that there was any kind of struggle in here. There's no scalpel that she said she
Okay, that's what I
stabbed
was
him
gonna
with.
ask for
There's no
if
weapon.
there was
There's
a-
nothing. She couldn't possibly have stabbed the doctor.
Sandy, tell me I'm not crazy, please.
Okay. One of them pulls out a syringe. What do you do?
Do I still have the shock stick in my hand?
No, you dropped it when you fell. When you fell to the ground. You can
Is
try
it-
and reach for the shot stick.
yeah, but
Okay,
shot-
reach for the shot stick. Go ahead. All right, you grab the electric baton and you jab one of the orderlies, and he drops to the ground.
I just want to say that Ryan in the car ride over here said, "I hope I kill you."
So
So here it is.
Sandy is staring at you judgingly.
Sorry. I just don't see a body.
Don't see anything.
I don't see anything. There's nothing. There's no scalpel. There's no.
I'm gonna grab her hand again and go to the room where we saw the two boys, see if they're still there.
Okay, so she drags you back to the room where you saw.
And I'm gonna say, please just trust me for another 2 minutes, please.
All right, 2 minutes.
I grab.
She takes you back there. The two bodies are still standing there in the room staring at you. You
Do I
recognize
see them?
Yeah. You see the two bodies. You see the dirt. You see the man laying on the bed.
I'm just really frustrated right now.
The doctor just looks at you and shakes his head. What is your next move, Malachi? What are you going to do? Shock me?
Well, this is the only reason I'm starting to get like really built up now.
Yeah.
And this, I have one more orderly still on me, so I guess the next move is to get the last orderly off.
Okay.
So just me and the doctor.
Okay. So give me your third brick to get that last orderly. And Elizabeth, what's your next move now? So you've gone to this room and it's exactly as you remember it.
The third one, right?
Yep, this is your third brick.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Sandy by the hands. Have you killed someone? On acts, I have killed a man. They know about it. He killed his children. So I killed him.
It was an accident.
You have.
It was an accident. I didn't mean to. It was just a prank. It was a med school prank and it went wrong. I didn't mean to.
So we're both in here for a reason. But
Okay?
they're making me seem like I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm trying to like process everything in my head
Okay.
right now, trying to figure
So
out
pull a brick to
how.
see if you can stave off this nervous breakdown.
Me every day. Anyway. Oh, that one's pretty nice.
Okay, and you're like freaking out. You just start breathing, and like she drops to her knees, and she's like, and it's just you and the doctor now.
And he's still, I assume he's still interrogating me.
Malachi, I know you want to strike me. Go ahead, use the baton, Malachi. What's the difference? Killing someone by your choices and selling body parts and making the active choice to kill them. Kill me, Malachi. Go ahead. You know you want to.
I dropped the baton. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. It was for the money. And I was in hard times, and I couldn't. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to jail. But you know, at this point, I've experienced hell. Jail is nothing. So I dropped the baton and let the doctor make the next move.
Okay. He picks up the baton and he walks over and he holds it next to your temple. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and knock the stick out of the way.
Okay.
If you're gonna take me down, at least do it with your hands.
Okay. So pull a brick.
That's before down, right?
Yeah, this is your last. Yeah, 4 down from the top, and this is your last break. Ooh. And you knock the baton out of his hand.
If you're gonna fight me, do it mano a mano.
Very well, Malachi, if that is what you wish. And he stands up. Meanwhile, back over there, what's your last gasp to try and convince her that you're not crazy?
Not really convincing her at this point, is it?
I don't know. I mean, you got one more shot.
I'm gonna kind of just let go of her hand and say, "Go, get out of here." I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna go back to the common room. I'm gonna go to where the doctor had got the scalpel, and I'm gonna take it. And in a last ditch effort, because I honestly think I'm going insane, I'm gonna jab it into my head and try to get the thing I felt earlier out
Okay.
without dying.
Right.
So
Obviously, you're not trying to just kill yourself.
yeah. Or
Unless your
maybe I am.
Unless your hand slips. But we're good.
She says, "Go, get out of here." And she runs over and she goes to this cabinet, wrenches it open, and pulls a scalpel out. And you just see her start gouging a square out of her forehead, just peeling a piece of skin off of her forehead. Blood is just streaming down the front of her face. And she's laughing and staring at you. And the blood is just streaming down her face. And the doctor says, you hear the doctor's voice over the intercom. And he says, "I think that's enough for tonight, children. Perhaps, or
You can always save it.
1,000. That's gutsy, Audi, but can you do it blindfolded?" Okay.
No.
All right, we will give Audi the blindfold, and that will be the last pull of the night.
Oh, damn.
Uh,
Put your hand and just jab it into the tower.
You know, at this point, I think I might as well. The best option is death.
Heroic sacrifice.
no, see.
Heroic sacrifice. It's all you.
So what's happening?
Who's going to help? Who do you want to help you?
Yes, Ryan. You know you wanted me to die earlier.
I was going to say, the person who wanted you to die is the person that you want to help you? Okay.
Yeah, I guess
All right,
that
Ryan,
was the
you
best
may
option.
guide her. And so, Elizabeth,
happening?
you're rummaging around in your forehead looking for the chip that you are sure is there.
Mm-hmm. Is it there?
Well, let's pull a brick and find out.
Alright, so we're gonna outstretch your hand. Easy, don't
Oh.
knock the table over. Outstretch your hand. Up,
I'm trying to
up,
feel
up,
where it
up.
is.
No, hand up, hand up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Up. Forward gently. Up a little bit more. Up a little more. Not too far. Down, down, down. Up. Forward. Now one brick over.
Which way?
Left. You go. Either push it forward or pull it back. I'd recommend pull it forward. Push it forward just because it's a little more stable. Easy. Nope, nope, nope. We're not gonna work that way.
And she starts rummaging, and she cannot find this chip, and you just see her pushing her finger deeper and deeper
Subs
in.
doesn't own me!
Subs does not own you, and she just like starts peeling at her skin and at her skull, and just blood is streaming around her fingers as she just drops to her knees and just tips over on the floor.
Well, I'm a surgeon. She could have asked me to get that for her.
Wow, thanks for bringing that up earlier!
And
The Huns?
so Dr. Sinclair says, "All right, children, that is enough for one night. We'll try again tomorrow, and perhaps you'll make better choices." And you guys hear a hissing sound from the vents, and you see a mist kind of drifting in. And as it drifts in, you start to feel drowsy, and you feel your bodies just drooping to the floor. And you don't see Dr. Kevin Sinclair pull a tape recorder out and say, "Day 32. 2 of them are gone, but only one of the 2 admitted what they did. We'll try again tomorrow." And he turns off the tape recorder, and after what seems like an eternity, the 2 of you wake up in the common room in these nasty yellow fabric-covered chairs. You don't remember how you got here. You don't know who this other person is. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh my goodness.
So Definite sequel possibilities here. We'll see if perhaps they can find a way out next time, or perhaps they won't. Dun dun dun. But 2 of them did survive. 2 of them did not. The interesting bit that never actually
death.
came out is his character was actually the only one that didn't kill anybody.
I didn't kill anybody.
He was a case of mistaken identity. He was mistaken for someone else and did not belong here. And so I thought it would have been really funny if you were the only one that died because you were the only innocent person there.
Well,
Um,
now you have a new story, the Ghost Chicken Man.
Ghost Chicken Man. So watch for Ghost Chicken Man coming in season 3. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for your donations of bits. Uncle Slug, Fire, subs, thank you all. We hope that you guys enjoyed telling this story as much as we enjoy hearing this story as much as we enjoyed telling it. Remember, Monday, Chosen Family. Tuesday, Something Wicked. Wednesday, Jackbox. And then we'll loop back around. And next week, I'm gonna bring the server with me for Dread so that we are sure that the end of the world part 2, the middle of the end, can happen.
Woo!
We'll see you guys all next time. Have a great night.